I would like to invite first Dr. K. Rajkumar, who is the Director, Indian Rubber Manufacturer Research Association.
First of all, I would like to thank the organizer, the Policy Times and TRRAI and other organizing supporting partners and sustainability partners for giving this opportunity. When you talk about circular economy and sustainability, two things. A stable, sustainable, growing economy that uses, the efficiently, optimally and resources basically. बहुत दिनों के बाद अभी याद आ रहे हैं basically honorable prime minister has introduced zero effect zero defect certification scheme. How many of the rubber industry got certification, honestly speaking? You know that it has some relevance to this particular circularity and sustainability. The point here is which rubber industry always declared as a red category. I think it is, the CPCB director should have been here, of course. And now I would emphasize, if you want to convert this red category into orange category, we should really look into this sustainability point, basically. So there are many aspects, basically. So, so the same thing now, the new regulations are heard, which is basically, for example, tire industry, tire labeling is coming, and the circular economy, which we are all talking about, the entire summit is talking about end of life tire manufacturing. And of course, as a part of government organization, IRMRA is going to play a significant role in it, basically. And you see, just think about it. There are several rubber products. One is, for example, this is the thing. The feel the difference. A glove, get into a surgeon hand, a few minutes later it got disposed. This is also one of the rubber product, a tire, which get into the vehicle, and you run for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years. It depends how you use it, and then finally it gets disposed of. Both of them are two different rubber product. It's you feel the difference. The only thing is that what I wanted is that when it goes to the things, basically, if you are aware of what we are trying to make this particular, subject, basically, then the rules will come automatically, because we are not realizing the difference, then the enforcement will come. So today we are in the enforcement situation, basically. Rules are already out, EPR is already out, and we are thinking that how to do that. All it goes to that particular, the last point is that environment minimizing effect. That means whenever you dispose, whether it is the first stage or the last stage, it should have the minimum effect, basically. The only point is that the entire EPR is of that. CPCB or IRMRA or BIS, all those things are talking about that only, basically. Now, sustainability thinking, when you say that, can anybody imagine without rubber industry? Whether life without rubber or rubber industry? You can't. So today or tomorrow, the sustainability is always be there. At the same time, the economy has to grow. Automotive industry has to grow. The only thing is that when the automotive industry is growing, the number of tires record also is going on. The only thing is that how we are going to handle the resource is the most concern, and that is what we wanted to ensure that the resource is circulated rather than getting into the waste, basically. So we wanted that minimum resource, maximum life of that resource, and back home without harm. This is the message which we wanted to see, that sustainability goals and objectives, use some auditing methodology, improve the methodology and achieve the results, and so on, basically. So the only issue is basically whether any rubber industry have a sustainability goal as on date. Can you measure it? If somebody is telling that basically we are into sustainability, it is good. But how are you able to measure it and audit and improve and then, get into it? So the drivers of innovation for such things is basically have a proper survey with the employees, suppliers, customers, consumers, and environment and society. So unless you have such kind of things, it's very difficult to do that, basically. So all these things are there. Just I wanted to say that basically there is standards. The BIS is making the standards for new materials, especially for, bringing the equivalent standard for ROHS, REACH, etc. Is it okay? And, BIS is already into the job, and also the sustainable material which is generated, like RCB. We talk about the regenerated recovered carbon black, the standard is being made. Crumb rubber, the standard is being made. CRMB, the standard is being made. And all these standards, why we do that? In fact, I talk about 7 years back, 8 years back, we, ISO TC45, our Indian government, with the delegation of Indian government, we have made evaluation of reclaimed rubber, as a technically specified rubber. And today the ISO standard is existing basically. So that is the type of initiative we have taken, and which is going to be implemented in future basically. Now the concept of linearity and circularity is that the only thing is that ensuring the balance between economic growth, environmental care and social well-being. You just not keep on going the profit making or the turnover increasing it. The only issue is that how your company is taking care of the environment and employees and surrounding social well-being. If you are able to address that, the policies will be made properly. Whenever you make any policy, think of that, and definitely it will be able to address that basically. So, the rubber industry has all those things. I don't want to tell anything because you have been watching basically. The main point is that how are you encouraging this initiative to use things? I remember just one thing, 10 years back, in our laboratory, people used to come and say that, साहब कुछ चेक कर सकते हैं क्या, इसमें कोई रिक्लेम रबर या रिसाइकल्ड मटेरियल ब्लेंड किया है क्या, कोई टेक्निक है क्या? तो वैसे ही कुछ बोलते थे, क्योंकि उनको वो इंफीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स आता था that कुछ मिलावट तो नहीं है करके. Today we are in the other way. Mix maximum as much as possible the recycled and recovered materials, but without compromising the quality basically. So today the rules are changed after 10 years basically. So that means we have to encourage maximum use of the recycled materials to bring the circularity basically. Thanks to all the recycling industries, whomever is, the association and recycling industry who is working on this particular things. And definitely for any kind of value additions to modify the formulations, technology development for meeting the end product requirements with this particular materials, we are there as a technical partner and technology partner. That IRMRA being R&D partner, we would be one of your sustainability partner forever basically. So this is what I would like to give the message basically. Basically here the strategy is that it is not just use of, reclaimed rubber or recycled rubber into your product formulations. In fact, you have to redesign your product. You redesign your product such that the extended life is extended. The maximum the original resource is being used a lot basically. So from the design concept to the disposal concept, the things are being worked out, and the various other agencies like the RLG group. I could see that so many networking is happening on this basically. They are working in this similar concept basically. So what I want to say that basically more than 5,000 rubber industries are there, and there are 40-50 tire and associated companies are there. And how we are going to ensure that this system of circular economy get into the another 5,000 rubber industries basically. So there should be some kind of involving each one of them to use these sustainable materials. Otherwise, the major companies will talk about it. The smaller companies, tiny companies will keep using the the linear economy concept, and they keep wasting the materials basically. So there is a way. We are working out the formula. Very soon we will come with that, so that the implementation become easier basically. Of course, I think the carbon credit trading in rubber industry also is coming up. The EPCC already is talked about basically. So now, in fact, this is yesterday's mail from our ministry. They wanted that the DGFT receives application for granting import permission of various crumb powder and waste tires basically, and the government wanted to regulate basically because they are being imported at a cheaper rate, and so to keep a constant watch on import of waste tires and crumb rubber. You know, the DPIIT wanted a SOP for, monitoring that basically. And so what is happening is that to promote, I just highlighted, the last sentence you see that, to promote circularity of domestically available end of life cycle, life cycle of tires basically. And crumb rubber, which is priority for DPIIT. That means for our own industry, our own resources, our tire materials are to be recycled first, the priority. And how do we do that? And how do we bring these things is the, working out that basically we are working on it. And I request all of you to, contribute. There will be a stakeholders meeting which will be organized by our DPIIT very soon. And maybe, I request we will give online request, you can join us basically. We also have organized, scheduled a conference on sustainability in Chennai in September, and request anybody, interested to present a paper, exhibit, and I welcome them basically. With this, I would like to thank organizer. Thank you very much.